It's freedom of speech. Do we have freedom of speech or do we not? I can call anyone any name I want to call them, and they should have to deal with that. They can call me names back. You can't physically assault me. That's against the law.
Yeah.
But name calling is just fucking name calling. And
sticks and
I'm
stones.
sorry,
Right?
but yeah, sticks and stones, man.
But the First Amendment, man, it protects free speech from rudeness to meekness.
Yeah.
You can be an asshole.
As long as it's not a
to
call
anybody.
to violence. As long as it's not a call to violence.
You can
should be able to
legitimately
say whatever
say
the
like
fuck you
San
want.
Francisco is a shithole and I wish somebody would nuke it. That's not actually inciting violence.
No, you should say that.
My dang old truck, my dang old pickup truck, and my dog. Who hit my wife?
What's up, everybody out there in YouTube land? Today on Universal Confusion Podcast, we have Mr. Aaron Langlois hanging out with us. Woo! Everybody give it up.
Oh my God, your last name's Langlois?
Yeah, unfortunately.
All right, I'm not clapping.
He's hanging out here with Dale, Brad, and myself. And we're going to be discussing
No reason.
Whatever the hell we want.
All
So
of it.
like, subscribe, check it out,
Or
hit that
don't.
notification bell, and share it. Leave a comment. Peace.
There's a story behind Gus, though. And that's the...
You want to get into the story behind Gus?
No, it's a quick version.
Okay.
It's two S's, or do you want the one S, Gus?
Used to go to livestock sales, and there was this
Gustafsson.
old Greek dude named Gus.
Gustafsson.
Large man, eccentric, lots of rings, tons of rings.
Well, you said he was Greek. You didn't
And
need to add
he would
the part
buy
about
goats.
rings.
He would buy goats, and he would stuff them in the back of his Cadillac.
Okay.
And that's how he would take them home. He would put the goats in the back of his Cadillac. And
Gus.
just thought
And
that
Gus
was really
was born.
interesting. Like, that was...
So, button-up shirt, open 3 buttons, gold chain.
Yep.
3 buttons
A
minimum.
lot of the olive oil on the chest.
I mean,
Was
I
he
didn't- I
shiny?
didn't have to rub it, but he seemed like he had a guy.
I imagine so. I mean,
He an oil guy.
No, exactly like what's the? Damn it, I can't think of the movie now.
Come on.
I know the reference.
Come on.
No, was it 1000 BC? What is it called?
I don't know.
With,
You're bad under pressure.
Hell Welch.
No, Jack Black and
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
the-
Michael Cera.
yeah, Michael Cera.
Oh,
yeah,
day one?
Day one.
Yeah,
That's
there
the
you
one.
go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and Michael Cera's got a
The
rub oil on
yeah.
his hairy chest.
I've seen that movie. I don't remember that part.
The
Me and him
hedonist-
kinda
the
have the same
hedonist
thing.
guy.
Yeah, I've never
the
seen-
priest.
It's a movie I really
Yeah.
like. I'll remember it. But if it's like a movie that is just I watch one day,
Yeah.
Dude,
gone.
I feel like
the
I've
thing
seen that
about
movie,
it-
but I'm pretty sure.
The thing
I have
about
no
it, I
idea.
thought the same thing, and then like I watched again, and I was like, "All right, that was actually really pretty funny."
Yeah, it was,
Like it's
it
actually
was
pretty
stupid,
good.
but it
There's-
was funny.
yeah,
Nah, I can't remember a fucking. We were talking about this before.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't. I could watch a movie last
Yeah, I
night.
know,
No
I'm-
joke.
Me and him are just like movie quotes all day.
Yeah. No, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about because I fell
Because
asleep.
you guys are on that side of the room. We're on
See?
this side of the room.
We've divided by who likes
And
movies and
that
can
was
remember them and who.
total accident.
No,
That
it, is,
wasn't like
it,
planned.
definitely- it feels like a little segregated. Like,
Yeah.
you know?
I think
movie
I'm feeling
buffs.
attacked.
Yeah.
I'm feeling attacked.
Yeah, movie buffs and anything else.
Yeah,
I think.
like we'll watch a movie and forget.
Like right
Yeah.
away though.
Yeah, totally. Like, did you see that? I was like, I don't remember. What part are you talking about? I'm like, rewind it.
Of course, movies and music are kind of like that for me. If I find a movie I really like much like a song, I'll listen to that song a lot. I will watch a movie like
Over and
a-
over.
a few
Really?
times, like not in a row, but like
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
watch it like repeatedly for like a month or two.
See, I'm
Like,
pretty-
Damn,
I'm pretty-
no, no,
I'm pretty
that's weird.
specific, like as far as movies go, as far as I find interesting in a movie and what I don't, and like if it's outside of that small little segment of movies,
Does it depend if somebody wears boots in the movie?
no, but that helps.
Boots.
Um,
So he likes True
Well-
Grit, westerns.
You
yeah,
like westerns?
No,
you're not a
no,
western guy.
Not
I'm
a
a
western
Western.
guy.
You like
old
boots
western.
though.
See,
Well, I wear boots,
dude, I don't.
all the time.
It's
Oh.
weird.
I guess that's is that comfortable.
Yeah,
I-
very.
Alright. And they're not like legit like cowboy boots though. Like those.
Well, I mean,
but
they're work soles. They're work soles.
right.
You
Like
know?
not like the traditional like cowboy boots where it's like the sole is just
Yeah,
the
I'm not
slab.
slipping
Yeah,
around.
right,
like
Thank
a
you.
slab
See?
on the.
We got to have this dude
Right.
on more often. You guys
See?
are just jerks.
I would wear
Why?
boots when
Okay.
my
Because
socks
you've
are too
never
short.
owned a cow, and you.
Just
I mean, I
boots
guess
right
you
there.
own a boy, but like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got 3 boys.
boots.
There, that top left.
Yeah, boots.
That top left. That's what he looks
That
like.
actually
I want
was
the one
boots.
that
just to the
is
right of it,
that's
the
the
white
bottom
boots.
half of Brad's 4th of July picture.
That
I
is
think.
literally the bottom half of my 4th of July outfit. Yes. I wish you could pull a picture of that up right now.
Actually,
I want the
Dale-
You can put that on
Spanish
in
boots.
post.
It
You can
will
put
be
that
in
on
there. It
post.
will be on the
It's already
means.
been up once, but I mean,
Well,
I think we need to see it again.
You
I
know-
definitely think we need to see it.
You know
I
what?
agree.
Or maybe
Oh, I'm ordering the
third
very
row
bottom
down.
row, 4th in. I'm ordering those,
Yep.
and I'm gonna
Yep.
get some custom pants
Boom.
for work.
No, back it up, Gus.
Yeah, no, Gus. We were working on a.
I know
photo.
exactly where Justin was going. No, just hit back on the. Yeah. Okay,
Oh,
so
Now they're bottom,
Third-
second, and
third row down, second one.
The purple ones.
Pinkish purple.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those pink
Depending
ones right
on
there. Click
I
on
like the
those.
white
How
ones
bright
directly
your-
up above it.
The light is in your
Yeah,
eyes.
Yeah.
That's-
Oh man,
I'm
it
buying
gives you
those for your
more.
dad's birthday.
I
next year.
feel like those are actually Justin's legs.
They're not pasty.
Well,
No,
enough.
not those. So go
They're
to
not
the
pasty
second row,
I don't
third
wanna
over.
say,
That is for sure,
y'all.
100%.
But I tell you
yeah,
what,
you're looking at that
No,
one.
no, yeah, over. No, right. Yep.
this boy.
That is for sure. Justin modeled these.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is just.
I got more ass.
Yeah.
than
Dude,
that
you're wearing
bitch.
that dress
He
under
does.
that shirt right now. We seen it when
They
we came
shopped
in.
his ass. They photoshopped his ass.
They
He does
have-
have- he has-
You
he
think
does-
it's from the knees up?
Yeah, he's got a baseball player's
Oh,
ass.
man.
Man.
They put somebody else's arm in, but that is my leg.
Yeah, I could tell. I know you will.
Just the hand. They just
I really
Removing
honestly wouldn't
the
be
hand.
shocked if that was actually a dude modeling. Though.
yeah. Oh, absolutely.
That's
I
actually
I
In
bet
this
it
day
is.
and age, it almost certainly is.
Most likely.
He gets a leg forward, so you can't tell. That's
Right,
That's
exactly.
the secret.
Well, that's
there.
right.
yeah. That's how you know they had to Photoshop mine out.
Yeah.
Those are bright.
Yeah, those are like
Good
the
lord.
ones you want to wear at night.
I want to get those for shows, dude. Yeah, I want
For
a
night
suit-
riding, so people can see you on your horse.
I
get
want
it.
a 5-piece suit that looks like that. So when I play
Dude,
shows,
Oh, yeah.
dude, you play shows under that thing, you'd be like disco ball, dude. Just
You'd be like looking like one of those street performers, man. Those guys that look like statues.
yeah, the Tin Man.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's so good. Justin, no one sees you when you're playing shows. You sit behind your drums.
I know.
Those. There you go.
Nobody
Now, you
else
know
me.
what? I'll respect
Those are
you.
actually really neat looking.
I'll respect you
That's
if you
an
could play
awesome-
drums in those.
Dude, those are killer boots.
Dude, he's got these Italian boots he wears sometimes. You know those boots.
No,
They got
no,
the
what the
zippers on
hell?
the side.
What the hell's going on with those
No.
ones?
Yeah, you ever see him in those boots?
Like weird
Oh,
black
dude.
and blue
Eric
ones with the
boots?
red on them.
Dude,
You have
long
boots
toe-
and
no,
you make fun of me for boots?
Yeah. What the
Dude,
hell
I
is that?
That's what I
When
want,
I got
dude.
it, I-
That
oh,
is
what?
that is yeah.
The Mexican style.
Yeah, dude.
that
the
Mexican
6-inch
style?
hook on
Yeah,
'em.
that's the it was like a traditional boot that they would wear.
No one
It's
wears
mostly for
those.
like
That's a lot of
show.
boot.
I'd have to. I can't
only
remember the
Hispanics,
exact
man.
thing for it, but
Have you seen it in real life?
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
That one that you're on there, man.
that's crazy.
It's like,
That no, man, that's for
rattlesnake skin.
drinking.
Oh,
That's for
dude,
drinking. That's what
perfect.
that is.
That's to be an
Yeah, yeah.
awesome beer koozie.
instead of
is
you're not
that,
going to lose
dude?
it. That's for
No.
sure.
instead of Das boot, was that L boot?
That's as elbow.
El
Or is it La Boot?
There you go, dude.
Oh,
okay.
Now,
Oh.
now we're talking. Now play drums in
Now
those.
that
Yeah.
Yeah.
that is badass. Like
Dude, you don't even need...
I would never fight a guy wearing
No,
those.
you wouldn't want to do
No,
that.
no.
you wouldn't
'cause
want to do
you're
that.
crazy enough to wear that
He's
shit.
ready to go to a level you're not prepared for.
Like that.
He's going to a level you're not prepared for. Wait, look at his shoe wear.
Yeah.
You can tell a lot
Oh,
about
that
the person
giveaway.
into their shoes.
Yeah, especially with those things.
Yeah, I'd be like, bro, how pure is the shit you're about to sell me, bro?
Mm-hmm.
Like if,
Oh,
if there
he
was
wearing
a
those boots, I'm gonna say probably pretty fucking pure, man.
It's
If-
pure fentanyl, bro.
like,
No,
I
it's
got-
that's pure ayahuasca.
None of that
'cause
pussy
dude's
shit.
Tripping balls.
Ayahuasca, yeah.
It's-
Oh yeah, dude. And then plaid.
Nobody runs around
Who
house
would wear
kicked in the
that,
head.
though?
When you're wearing these
don't know.
bad boys.
I would wear it just to wear it.
I think Justin will wear the plaid ones. That looks like more of his speed, to be
What, the
honest.
pants?
No, the plaid
boots.
the boots.
Oh,
You missed it.
Big hooks.
I mean,
We're way
I
past
don't,
it now.
I don't know why you say that.
Oh,
Yeah.
would you know it, dude?
Yeah,
there you
wouldn't
go.
know it.
You need some new ones. Those things are worn the
You
fuck
need some
out,
of those
friend.
Hey
Boots,
man, that's just
brother.
because my feet went so fast. It went to plaid.
Oh.
What is?
I hit
huh?
nudicus.
What?
Oh, okay.
Where did we
Hey,
go?
Where are we going?
Yeah,
here?
this just took a
No,
left turn.
No, that's not what we're talking about.
Hey now,
F.
now, whoa.
F sharp.
F is not for Gus.
Evans number good. No, so I saw this. I don't know what sparked this. We were talking about something a few minutes ago before we get into the great shopping for boots.
Yeah, like you know what? That's
All in a
that
day,
was
man,
that
all in a
might
day.
have been like the gayest this podcast has ever been, outside of one other situation.
Which situation was
Because
that?
we were just talking about shoes for like a while.
No, see, that's where you
We're
guys
talking about boots.
See, thank you.
There's a difference.
This is
No,
where.
I-
see,
I
this.
agree
That's
with
why
these
we're
guys.
split this way.
Yeah, but I
that's
agree
true.
with you
That's
guys.
that's true.
Okay, you agree with
No, I
us?
agree. He's fucking weird.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why you're turning it into a whole gay thing, Justin. We were talking about boots,
I don't know, because there was just a
clearly for men.
Our boots.
Yeah, no, we got a
our
little weird with
boots
the pink
gay.
boots and shit like that. And like,
But
Our
you said
boots
you wanted them.
shoes.
I
A
mean, you're
boot
pretty
is
much the only one we
special
were talking
type
about
of
wearing
shoe
them.
which
Like-
covers the foot and the ankle and extends up the leg, sometimes as far as the knee or even the hip. Most boots have a
Ooh.
heel that is clearly distinguishable from the rest of the sole, even if the two are made of one
So-
piece.
so. Wait a second.
Okay.
The heel is for a stirrup.
Wait, is that what it?
Apparently,
So
That's-
Justin did some hip boots.
That's the whole point of a boot's heel is because of the stirrup when they're riding a horse.
Mhm.
You don't want your foot to go through there, and you know what if you
Yeah.
fell off?
yeah.
You get locked in.
You're done for, man.
But I will say this from experience. I ride in hiking boots because actual cowboy boots will hook you. So I get the point.
Yeah,
But in my experience, the cowboy boot will slide in, the heel will wedge against the stirrup, and the end of the boot will hook it this way. So when you're getting dragged, the stirrup actually will get
Like
hooked into the
almost.
heel part of it
yeah.
while it's pulling on your toe, so it's just locked in.
Well, but I will say,
I've had that happen.
when you're riding a horse, a big part of that is not falling off of it.
Yeah, but horses are assholes.
They
So-
are. See, now these aren't boots; these are waders.
Yeah, that's not.
That's for fishing or
That's
or
right.
going into your basement. And
No,
trying
man,
to,
I wear
of
those
course-
out to the bar every night. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't know. Now we're into waders.
No, we're gonna talking about fish.
Yeah,
Fisher ass.
I heard he smokes really good salmon. So,
He does?
yeah.
you do.
I had some last
Never had no
night. It
smoked
was
salmon from you. What the? Well,
He talks about these smoked salmons and
have
He
you
talks
had
about
some?
a lot of.
oh, dude.
huh?
Have you had some?
No,
Oh,
So he just talks about it.
he rubs it in. I smoke.
okay.
I can't cook fish, but I mean he's really good at smoking salmon. I'm like that sounds amazing. I like salmon.
Yeah, no, I like salmon.
I got
too.
salmon in the
Like-
fridge right
like
now. I'm
everybody
thinking
likes
about doing
salmon,
it
man.
tomorrow.
Well, I'll have to we got to get the smoker going. I need just
Yeah, that's.
Well,
I don't know. I
we'll
smoke
bring
everything.
fish.
I smoke everything on a circle Weber. Like that's all I use. That's like,
It really,
got
it
one just
really-
sitting at
it
my
really
house. I'll bring it up
sounds
here.
Like
dude, I will smoke a salmon
a
on
girl
lunch.
you're asking out, and she's trying
Fuck
to say
yeah.
no.
Dude, I
but
wanna
she's
work
trying to be
here.
nice about it. Like,
It'll be here Tuesday.
Okay, I'll do
I'm
it.
sorry.
I need charcoal.
You were
I need
asking a girl
wood,
about
and then I
smoked
need cedar
salmon?
planks.
Oh, I mean, you
We'll
know,
just leave that one alone.
if guy, girl, anyone can smoke a good salmon. They're a friend of mine.
Okay.
But the friendship doesn't depend on smoked salmon.
So
It just depends.
it's
how-
preferred.
Yeah, I
but not
prefer.
required.
If I was to give an application to someone to be my friend, I would expect it to say I'm really good at smoking salmon
Okay.
or any other type of fish, really.
I like it.
I haven't never tried to
Hence
smoke
Justin.
any other type of fish because I don't know. Like catfish, I just go for fry because that's where I just think. And then like maybe you could find like swordfish or like shark steaks or something. I bet some good like swordfish. Or
You're
shark
thinking
steak.
exotic though.
Or tuna. Like I bet you could probably smoke like a big tuna steak. That'd probably be good.
Like, it
Not
hurt
cheap,
my
though.
lung.
Oh god,
I don't know,
That's the only
man.
thing I miss about California. Oh,
Calm down.
The fish,
Fresh
the
seafood.
fresh seafood.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so nice to be oppressed and have nice seafood
Oh,
to
God.
You guys go to like Chicago, and they got fresh
But the
white
salmon,
fish up
the
there.
salmon out here.
I mean,
I
yeah,
gotta
you don't
say
want to go to
is-
Chicago.
eat. No, I
mean,
don't.
Back in the
About
day,
equal.
Okay,
equal.
all right, okay.
like
'Cause they could ship
10
in
years
over
ago, when Chicago was,
Oh, yeah.
when your odds were you weren't gonna get murdered.
You weren't gonna get capped on
A
the
little
Dan
different.
Ryan.
It's a little different.
there. We did go to Kroger out there though.
Wasn't a bunch of teenagers that were gonna crash the party and smash cars and shit.
I
Just heard
think
about
though.
that, right?
No, what?
No.
Oh, recently, dude, look that up, Gus. Recently, there's been like large groups of teenagers that have like organized.
I did see something about
online
this.
and just crashed the party. Man, showed up downtown, just hundreds of them,
Creating chaos.
creating chaos,
Yeah.
starting fights,
It's not
being
fuck that
stupid.
shit.
And
Don't
they've
get
done this a
caught,
few
man.
times, and of course, every freaking time someone gets shot because
Amazing.
nobody can do anything
Yeah.
about shooting someone.
I saw the new mayor up there is talking about spending a lot of money to try and stop shooting.
Yeah, they really
You
should.
On
guys
what?
they keep doing that though. They
On
keep-
what? What are you spending money on though?
Dude, it's just I feel like they're laundering it this time. We're gonna spend $3.5 million on community outreach, and I was like, I mean, the only community outreach going on up there is just
Well, and it'll be their buddies' organization that they set up in order
Exactly.
to frickin' just milk the
Right.
tax money.
Yeah,
off.
nothing
That's
will
the way
fucking
it's all-
change.
it's
I mean,
the way it
I
always
wish
is.
they would maybe like launder me some of that cash.
Well,
Right.
'cause
I'm
I mean,
we're
I'll
the
start a
ones being
community
laundered.
outreach.
Well, we need to set up a company that goes in
Yeah.
and cleans up these neighborhoods, but then we just never go,
Right.
well, 'cause
like the rest of them.
I
Like
mean,
they
because
do.
let's
Just don't
face
go.
it, like it isn't pouring money back into the communities. You'd have
No.
to fix it systemically and go
Yeah.
Well,
up top. I mean, it would start with like, hey,
No, it would start with blood and violence, and that's the problem. Is you
Yeah.
can't fix this with some votes. There's no
the only way to fix that situation is the people that's doing it actually have to have the change of heart.
there's have to be
People that commit the violent crimes actually
Yeah.
have to like work towards not doing that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and how do you do that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know people's minds.
No.
It's like BLM like filed for bankruptcy.
Yeah, I saw that.
They made millions and millions of dollars. And remember the girl that started that was like bought all those $1 million houses in
Yeah.
California.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, I mean, what? Within 3 years,
They funded a lot of campaigns
Any
too.
organization is only as good as its leaders.
I know.
And that's just the
I
way.
mean,
it is.
Yeah.
yeah.
Just have
And it's
smaller
just-
government.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Because
please.
more government, it's still crazy. You know what I mean? It's like getting worse, and there's more government involvement. I feel like than there had been before.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, like in the 1950s, man, like kids could order like rifles out of like a magazine.
Oh yeah.
Or you go to my father-in-law would talk about, he went to Clifton, in high school in like what, 19, he was born in 45, so the 60s, right? Late 50s, 60s.
Yeah.
And some of the kids that'd be there, they would drive their trucks to, park it there, and then there'd be a gun rack with guns in it, trucks unlocked, windows down, summertime. Ain't no one going to mess with
Yeah.
that. You
no,
know what I mean?
absolutely. That's the way it used to be.
Well, there was
Yeah.
no school shootings and shit then either, because everyone was just it was just what they did.
Makes you start to think of like, what are they putting in the food and the water?
Uh-huh.
Because people weren't out of their minds back then.
Well, I think a lot of it
No.
is what they're putting on media, and
Yeah.
and there's a
Oh,
lot
that's
of
for sure a lot.
there's a
of it.
lot of sensational.
Well, it's all
sensationalism
opinion.
that
It's
goes on.
they never just give you the facts of the story. It's
Yeah.
it's like some newscaster's opinion,
Yeah, absolutely.
and
Right.
and it's all just it.
Well,
What sells?
it's always a
Yeah.
sugar coated.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
when Vince McMahon found out like sex sells, and
Yeah.
I'm taking the WWF
Sex.
this way.
Fear
Yeah,
is a big one.
Fear's
They
a
like
big
to use
one
it sells.
these days.
People like to
Right.
be scared. They like to be told that
Well-
things are coming. The Earth has been predicted to end like so many thousand times since I've been born.
Yeah, I know.
and it's because I think just people. Just,
Oh, like the crazy,
Well,
like
but-
conspiracy,
The-
like
when people-
Nibiru and
when
that
people-
kind of shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. So people feed off that though. They love to be afraid. They love
Mhm.
it when the media tells them to be afraid of all this stuff, and then they are.
Well,
It's even like if
Yeah,
you go
oh,
back
a
to
lot of
what
us
was
get
it?
this, yeah.
in the 50s when they were talking about the aliens invading Earth or whatever it was, in or 40s.
Oh,
you know,
that
people were
newscast?
Yeah, that was just the
the War
story.
of the Worlds.
Oh yeah,
that, like,
yeah.
It was
and
a
then,
fake
and then
Orson
people
Welles,
started
man.
freaking
people
out.
were freaking
Yeah,
out.
they were.
But so like what they found is, I think, is like, okay, now they do that in a similar fashion, but it's a much more drawn out. They can't obviously you can't be like, aliens are invading. You're like, oh no, they're not. My phone says they're not.
Yeah.
But it
But it's
is
true, though.
small fears. It's like what we can't talk about.
I'm just saying it seems to be highly
Something-
focused on a certain type or class of
Divock
people
91.
What do you mean?
that are just like num. Oh yeah, give me
Well-
more of that shit.
Well, but it's
I won't get
all
into
your
exactly what I
all
mean.
your
Thank you.
mainstream media. It's small things where
Fox
it's like
News,
small
whole
fears, you know,
money.
it's
Yeah.
oh well, it's this and like oh this and like
Well, and that's kind of crazy too if you think about it.
systemically
With
we
the-
hate Russia because we've been taught to do that our whole lives, and it's like there's lots of weird things that
Dude,
go
you
and-
see that
and
video
get
of Putin calling us out?
like no like, but there's like a big thing like a lot of things that we've just taken for granted because like we were told to from
Oh,
kids.
absolutely.
Like
No,
and,
the whole
that,
life
and then
is
it's like as you get
indoctrination with the
older, now
system.
we're starting to question it, and I think we're in this weird spot because like our generation started to be like this kind of
Well, and it seems to me
Nah.
that it's equally insane on both
Like,
sides
works.
of
Mhm.
the aisle because like I feel like one side is like, yeah, riot in the street, yada yada yada. The thing is, the other side, the extreme of the other side, you really don't see a whole lot of because they've went and built a bunker in the mountains somewhere and have started hoarding and like
yeah.
they have a gate around their whole property and
Dude, you
there was a whole
reminded me-
TV show about it.
Doomsday Preppers.
Yes,
bro.
that's
Yeah.
the
You remember the
one.
dude that was like the most prepared out of all of them, and they gave him like a 7 or whatever, and he's like, "What? Practical preppers could kiss my ass." He was
Yeah.
pissed off. That dude was like set, man. And there was that other dude that was building. I loved that show,
Dude, me too.
and it was when they took it off. I was like, "What?" And then because they had that kid up there. And this kid is like making these bats with saw blades and stuff. And he's like 15, dude. He's like, I'm preparing, for the end of the world. He's like, no, we know what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
So he's just gonna go ravage and murder people.
Yeah.
Like, that's not prepping.
The one dude with his spider holes.
Spider
I
holes.
Yeah,
never saw that one.
No, he had like all these little tiny bunkers like laid out all over his property along like main roads and shit, where it was just dug down in the ground where he could
Crazy.
like hide out and wait for shit to come by and stuff, covered up with brush or
Yeah.
whatever.
You can attack.
That's not dumb.
I'm not saying
I
it's.
mean, eventually you're gonna have to do that if the system fails.
oh,
yeah.
it just
And
seems
it's
a little
well-
extreme for
What's
where
really
we were
funny
at.
though is when
Yeah,
he was
we're
talking
right.
about
Yeah.
Orson Welles and the radio broadcast to aliens, and it's like we're actually being invaded by aliens. I mean, they're still human beings, but they're illegal aliens.
Yeah.
You ever seen the police stations in Chicago?
Nuh-uh.
Dude, they're the police stations are housing illegal immigrants, and they're like in the lobby. There's like families. They're always laid out. They're all sleeping in there.
Dude, it's crazy.
There's no. I mean, it's like, and then like we're gonna have to pay for all that.
Right, but like,
Yeah.
what rational person is just like
It's
I don't understand.
inhumane.
I don't
It's
understand.
inhumane to do this to people.
Right, be like, go
Right.
home. I don't understand the people that are like,
well
anyone should be able to just walk in the country
It's
whenever
funny
they want.
though. It's like they say America is so bad, but look at all the people that want to come here.
Oh yeah.
There's been
Everybody.
people, there's been immigrants that come like, why are you here? And he's like, I'll be homeless in America because then I'll be fat. I'll eat.
Yeah.
Homeless people in
No,
America
we're
eat,
one of the
man.
only countries in the world that our biggest problem, more people die from eating too much.
But not enough.
Heart
It's not
disease from
enough.
obesity and
Mhm,
stuff like that.
Absolutely.
No, it's just crazy to
Yeah,
me,
I
man.
know. And then no one. It's just, the problem is no one looks at. We all know what's happening, but no one wants to, talk about the hardcore truths because we want to be inclusive of everyone, and that means if you have to state fact, that means you're shitting on a whole group of people, right?
Well,
I mean, it's-
that don't believe fact though. That's the whole problem we have is like you're shitting on this group of people, but this group of people
Doesn't believe your facts.
doesn't understand
Yeah,
facts. It's not
Right.
opinions, facts. And when you don't understand facts,
that's
it's fucking
dangerous.
hard to
It's
deal
crazy.
with that.
It
Be like,
is.
well,
It's
that's not
nuts.
my truth. It's not a it's not a mine and yours. It's facts.
There's no such thing as my truth, though.
Right.
No,
You know what I
right.
mean?
That don't make
It's
any
true
sense.
or it's
There's
not.
there's the truth that we can all see and
Anybody
believe
says
with
my
our own
truth,
eyes.
it's lies.
That's just that person's
Because-
opinion.
that's
They've
That's just
taken
an opinion.
my opinion is, but now it's like, well, my truth, and it's like, what?
Nah.
Oh,
No, you just put the
Not how
word
this
truth.
works.
You swapped out one word for another
That's
word.
really
Not
how it
different
does.
No, but I
truths.
heard today actually that in New York City, so the New York City, the department in charge, ICE in New York City, in charge of getting these immigrants in and processing them and all that, in order to be processed, which just means set up and have a meeting with, how long do you think it
8
takes?
years,
9.
9. Yeah, okay, there you go.
Dude. And these people are just in the country just waiting to be processed
gonna
by
do?
immigration for 9 fucking years? That's fucking insane.
Well, dude, they can come here.
And how much
Government
money
works
they
really
can come
slow.
and how
here.
much of the government's money is dedicated to that
A
agency?
lot, dude.
Right. We can't do this better. You know?
Oh, dude.
This shit's crazy.
They want to but extend the debt limit to money that we don't have, dude. I mean, these are like
We
future
already can't pay it.
generations
Yeah.
are going to be footing this bill. Like, look what they're doing.
Yeah,
and
Gus is going to
eventually,
be paying for this shit.
his kids will be paying for it.
Yeah, you ain't
And
lying.
his kids will be paying for it.
Well, and they're not doing anything. And that's the thing is they have enough money. That's like people will bitch about like we need universal health care, we need universal basic income, et cetera, et cetera. Fine. Absolutely agree. First of all, let's cut all of our politicians' salaries
Yeah.
down to damn near
No
nil.
shit.
Oh, they get
Let's-
raises every
let's
4
cut them
years,
out.
which is
let's
amazing.
Let's pay them what the average salary of the area they represent gets paid.
I agree with
So
that.
if you represent this district, the average salary of that district is your salary. If you want more money, then you make your district better.
I don't
And
think
same with
politicians
state
should
reps
get paid.
too. Like you shouldn't get based in like
Because what you get paid, and then you want to keep getting elected in. You know what I mean? And then like I believe in term limits. I think
Absolutely.
I think they should have term limits, and it should be volunteer. Because if you're
Yes.
gonna like Kankakee mayor, he don't make a lot of money.
No.
You know what I mean? Like aldermans, they make like chump change. I mean, it's basically a volunteer job because you have to. And that's the thing is like a lot of people come into politics at your low local level, alderman or whatever, and you move up to like mayor, and then you run for state senator, and then you start getting into it that way. And a lot of people come into it because they care and they wouldn't want to make change, but then you start getting that that donation money.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
Or businesses start buying you
Now
off
you're rubbing
because you're-
elbows.
Right, the
and
corporate
you're- yep.
elites are what runs the
Greasing
banks.
wheels.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
the banks like have to, in order for you to owe the bank money, like they have to have a product. Like your house. You know what I mean? I mean, think of that. Like you buy a house for $100,000, right? Technically, you could, you have to get a loan, but you got to pay interest on the loan, right? So the banks making money, they have to sell you a product. Like,
Yeah.
legitimately, like a house, isn't that expensive to build, right? I mean, it really isn't that much to build, especially nowadays. Like they just throw them up real fast. But it's like that when the bank owns it, they're going to inflate the hell out of that.
Oh, yeah.
And then give you a 30-year loan, and then it takes you 30 years to pay a $100,000 loan off, but you end up paying like the bank, however, you end up paying like $300,000 for a $100,000 house because
Yeah,
sit down and
absolutely.
actually do the math. You're paying on all of this, the interest rate,
Oh yeah.
and that's how the banks, and that's what they do. And then they, just like the whole the bank in was it the one up there in
That got
Silicon
shut down.
Valley? Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
they're giving out all this money, and then when people wanted to cash out,
Yeah.
can't cash
didn't
out because
have
there's
it.
no
They
money
didn't
there,
have it.
dude.
Yeah.
Because they're donating to like the politicians they want to, whatever tax loopholes they bring in. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I mean, as in with like politicians, I think it should be volunteer. I don't think
Yeah,
they should get
absolutely.
paid.
Well, that's
because
originally when the country was founded and we made the Senate and House of Representatives and stuff. It was all these farmers and stuff, and that's why there's sessions that go on throughout the
Right.
year of these things because they would have to go back and finish farming their land, and then they would show up to the next session,
right,
then they would go back home and farm their land.
exactly.
And now it was a part-time job originally,
Yeah.
True.
Well,
and so you had to compensate them
it
for
is
the
now.
time lost.
it still is.
It still
It
is
is,
part
yeah.
time. They just
They
make
get
it full
they get
time.
they get paid a lot more than I do full time.
Hell yeah, they do.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, dude. And that's where again, I do 100% agree. It should either be Yeah, it needs to be voluntary,
The
and then you
two-party
should not
system
be
is
able to
dumb.
collect like.
Oh, it's for sure.
You should have to
is.
serve at least one full term, and then like minimum to be able to get any kind of benefit for it.
True.
And
Well,
then
and hot
it's
take
like
too.
you shouldn't just get full pension.
So hot
either.
take here, and I know I've talked to at least you about this. I don't know if about you. There needs to be an age limit.
Absolutely.
Oh God, yes.
If
Yes,
if you're 70, I don't care if it's mid of your first term. If you hit whatever, and I'm just throwing 70 out there. I don't know what
Yeah.
the number should be, but if you hit that age,
Yeah,
you're
and-
out, and we a
what you
special
should
election to
do-
get somebody in.
What you should do though is after you should go at 65, right? After politicians after 65, they're running off office. They have to take one of those brain tests, cognitive tests. You know what I mean? Because
you're nicer than
I would
me.
I would love to see like
So
Joe
I'd be like, get
Biden
out.
take one of those and actually
Mhm.
have them film it and watch him
Oh yeah.
take
no,
one.
it'd
Because dude, that
be
dude is
pathetic.
entertaining as hell. I mean, it's scary that he's the president, right?
Yeah.
Because he just doesn't know what the hell's going
No,
on,
not
dude.
at all.
And I'm going to get dementia and Alzheimer's because it's rampant in my family. Right, all of my aunts, my grandma had it, everything like that. My dad's going through it right now, and it's like it's going to happen to me, right? So I can see, you know, when he clenches his hands. I mean, that is a dementia. That's cognitive,
Yeah. No.
Decline.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen it too.
you know, and it's pretty crazy because you know they just took that dude and he ain't doing shit.
Oh,
No.
Here
No.
you are.
Well, that's I
Hold
saw an
on.
article
Hold on
actually.
a second, bud.
Right.
Do not pass go. Do not go like you want it.
No, I saw an article that the one dude was saying he's scared that most of the decisions in the White House are being made by 20 and 30
Yeah.
somethings that have no
Interns.
experience at all
No
because
shit.
the actual president isn't there enough to actually make these fucking decisions.
Mhm.
Well, and I think
And no one's fucking scared of us.
I agree. I agree with
No,
the
not
cognitive
anymore.
test.
Mm.
You see that? Did you see that video that Putin put out? Oh, dude, you'll have to see that. He's talking about he's talking about like America, the decline of America. You know what I mean? Our interests are all in the wrong places, and you have these other countries that aren't, and they're building up while we're weakening. I mean, look at the whole
Yeah.
Afghanistan bill.
Yeah. No.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Do you see the amount of money of cash they left there, dude?
Dude, no.
It's insane. I saw a video out there of all the guns. Like these Taliban dudes, they got this video, and these Taliban guys go in there and they're filming it, dude. I mean, just like M16. I mean, it's insane. The amount, and then this stack of cash, dude. It's like a wall. It's like in an L shape
Oh, yeah, and they just left it.
stack, and he pulling it up, rips it open, dude, and it's just like 10,000. You know, it's like each stack's like $50,000, dude, and it's just, I mean, it's there's like $500 million sitting there just in straight $100 bills, man.
Although it was funny when they tried to fly our helicopter and just tip the fucking thing over. I remember that video,
That's always
and that shit was fucking
I mean, at
funny.
least blow the stuff up,
Yeah, get rid of it.
right?
Don't leave it.
I mean, take a helicopter. You're gonna bail, right? So, all right, just like set off a Moab right there
Yeah.
at the
yeah,
whatever
nuke it
base,
out.
dude. Just make it unusable,
Yeah.
right?
Dude, one of the
There's our president. Yeah.
One of the, like,
wild,
Spend
dude.
more
man.
time getting
Neatest,
ice cream than
like
actually doing his
little,
job.
I guess,
Yeah.
like movie endings was on
That's-
the other guys.
How many pictures of him eating ice
Uh,
cream?
millions.
And they have a great, like, animated graph of like the money expenditure at the end of the movie, and just like it's fucking great. If you haven't seen it, just go check it out.
Which movie is this?
The Other Guys with Will Ferrell, Mark Wahlberg.
Okay.
I
At the
remember that.
very end
I
of it,
don't
like
think
when
I've
the
seen it.
credits are rolling, dude, it just starts going off on like how the government just pisses money away.
Oh, dude, it's
Dude, and
insane.
it shows this graph, and it's just it's fucking hilarious. But it's like it's
Yeah, our
Dude, they
government
piss so
sucks.
much money away,
Yeah.
man. Just on stupid shit.
Mhm.
Yeah, you hear what they want to do with like people with good credit? Like they want to start
Yeah.
like adding like fees to people's mortgages
Yeah.
to pay for people that, you know, are like attacking your credit score, people with good credit, and making them, you got to pay more money in your mortgage to make up for these people with bad credit.
Mm-hmm.
well, dude, that's what they're doing with us. Oh, here, we're just gonna tax you more
That's
to help
what
pay.
they're,
your
Well,
yeah,
that's-
exactly. That's what I was.
Well, that's the
what I'm saying.
banking system tied into government
Exactly.
and wash my hand. We're losing money on these bad mortgages that we handed out and approved. how do we get our money back? Well, we'll make a law where
Punish the
people that are actually paying their shit have to pay for these other ones. That way you don't lose money.
Yep.
Like, how do people not see that this is the fucking kind of
The
shit that's
banks
going
and the
on?
government are totally in bed together. Like,
Dude,
yeah, I don't
Well,
know.
dude,
How
you
do
got
people not see it?
well,
It's
you got
all
any
there.
because you go with the banks, you got the government, and then you got like the pharmaceutical companies, and like, dude, when
Oh,
you're
and they're even
talking
worse.
billions of dollars, yeah, you've
it's like-
got some buddies.
When
on
your
the
dollars
inside,
start
dude,
with a
it's-
B, I start
Well,
questioning
now
you
they're,
already.
like the what is it
like Elon Musk, I would have to
trillions
say
they
is
want?
probably the only guy I can think of that's that rich and trying to do something for the world.
Well, he
or
believes in
anything,
free
like
speech.
he's trying to
Yeah.
do
Yeah,
actual
which-
good.
Yeah. Well, and he's worth billions. He doesn't have
Yeah.
billions. My dang old truck, my dang old pickup truck, and my dog. Who hit my wife? I do want to start with Jack Jumpers.
These fucking things.
You're saying these are
Fuck
terrifying.
These things. No. Fuck these things.
Okay, you're saying fuck these things. You'll never go to
So, like,
New
you
Zealand because
want-
of its
No,
ants.
dude, hell no, dude. It's got vice grips.
Dude, that thing jumps like 5 or 6 feet and is poisonous.
Nope.
No.
Well, that's how you defeat
It's an
it.
There's a
ant.
video.
Oh
Okay,
shit.
It's an ant.
They
Can
actually
we full screen
Tasmania.
that.
Oh, dude, you couldn't.
well,
yeah, I
but
was
but
gonna
like
say.
Dale said, it's funny if you
Oh.
watch this show,
They're
they
little
show
bitty
you
ants.
how to defeat it. Is you just have to carry 4 pair of shoes with you, because if you can put 8 feet in front of you, it won't jump at you.
See, so you just on a string.
It'll
you just,
only jump
you
6 feet.
toss them out there.
You're so retarded.
Oh, they're COVID ants. 6 feet.
Dude, look
Can I
at
say
that,
retarded?
dude.
Is
That,
that still a thing?
ooh.
Ooh,
That
that thing
is
is
a
aggressive
gnarly
as
dude.
fuck.
Oh, I chop at you.
I will gladly stay in the Midwest, bro.
Yeah.
Thing's
You
got
know what?
mandibles, bro. That's a
I don't even know what a
nasty-
mandible is, but that's fucking
They
terrifying.
don't really kill a lot of people, but apparently they
That's
make
their
you
jaws,
feel
right?
really, really bad. So
There's somebody out there
They
that
won't even kill people when you're afraid of it.
wants to put their
but it's like
Jump there.
somebody ruined your fucking.
But you're
day
gonna
for a
stay out
week.
of a whole like country.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. There's also polar bears in some countries, and I'm staying the fuck out. of
Yeah.
those
No.
too.
Fuck polar bears, man.
Yeah.
Especially right after breeding. What?
In the last 20 years, there's been 4
Sorry.
deaths.
Or death.
4 deaths from Jack Jumpers.
And that
You
is
you
in,
said
in how many years?
20.
20
Yeah,
years,
I-
4 deaths.
not going there.
It's not bad.
Those things can kill you.
I
Like,
mean,
brown recluse spiders kill more people than that.
No, they don't.
yeah.
Pull
How
it
many
up.
brown
I've been
recluse
bit by a
deaths
recluse.
in the last 20
Have you?
Yeah, it made the skin die on my leg. Like I had like a patch.
brown
like this, and
recluse.
just
Look that up
necrosis.
real quick.
Yeah.
How
It was-
many
it was
deaths
kinda
from
crazy,
a
but,
brown
like,
recluse?
Yeah.
I
Gus?
didn't even have like a fever or anything. It was
It'd
just
go away.
Brown-
on its
Not
own.
Brandon
REC.
Browner.
Yeah, it took a couple weeks.
That's crazy.
Brown
man.
recluse. It's right there. There you go.
Yeah,
then-
those are.
and then
those are
just look up
highly
deaths.
venomous.
How many deaths?
Yeah, but they don't kill nobody. Spiders don't kill people though. Like that's the thing is spiders don't kill a lot of people.
Of course, it might just
Neither do
show
snakes.
like people kill brown
yeah, no,
recluse
people
all
kill
the
a lot
time.
of people. That's
Oh, only children.
We also
So-
kill a lot of spiders. Just to be clear.
yeah.
I think
like
Proportionally,
average- yeah.
you know.
Black widows are probably the worst.
Well, yeah.
They don't
I'm-
even
no,
kill a
I'm
lot
saying
of
like
people.
human.
No, they
Like,
don't.
most people just live
They
through,
really
like,
won't.
fever and shit.
So
Dude,
the
out
whole,
in Cali, I've never seen a black widow spider until I moved to California.
No deaths
And
have been
then
reported in the country.
Everywhere.
Okay, so
Okay,
the
so,
Jack
all right.
Jumpers have killed more,
more
people.
people than a brown recluse. See now,
By a
this,
narrow
this
margin.
has been because I remember this whole brown
Google
recluse
knows all.
fear mongering.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
there you
no,
go.
No,
Perfect
absolutely.
example.
Yeah, they're not a fantastic spider to deal with, but they don't. They
Oh,
don't kill
dude.
you.
Now, out in Mississippi, they were a problem. They were rampant down there.
What does that
And-
mean? A problem.
Well, dude, like they was everywhere.
Hanging
Like you
out.
don't want to like ever mess with them. They're a problem everywhere they're at if you're messing with them. But out in Mississippi, they just because like the conditions down there are ripe for bugs and stuff.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
dude, I remember seeing guys, dude, and like a dude got when we were in the military, got bit on the calf, and
It kills
just
flesh,
had a
right?
hole
Yeah.
in his leg,
Yeah.
like that deep.
That's what happened to me.
And
That's
dude,
nasty.
they had to pack it with gauze and yeah. Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, no, I had one bite me. I had like a big spot die on my leg and everything, and I just.
Yeah, dude, that's
I just-
just like
So is
took
it
care of
normal
it.
now?
What do you mean?
Is it everything? Is
Oh
it
yeah, you
regular?
can't even tell.
Oh,
Yeah.
All right, well, that's all right.
I have more of a scar from my dirt bike muffler.
So I got some like Black
How about that
Widows probably
auger or
come
whatever
I bet
back
the
in the
bro-
Oh
day?
yeah, I got a nasty scar from the auger.
The
Definitely more.
auger?
Augers are way more.
Oh, you
different.
never heard that story?
I don't
Oh,
know.
Dale had a chunk taken out of him when he was a kid.
You never. No.
What's
Oh,
that?
I was close to death. That was.
Come
that was
on,
close.
give me the story. Come on.
What, the whole story?
Well,
Well, I mean, just what's the
podcast
abridged?
version.
So
Yeah.
augers,
Like,
a corn auger. You know what I mean? To bring corn up into the silo.
okay. I'm thinking like
They run off a PTO
dirt.
and everything like that. Well, they crank up and down with a PTO as well. Well, they lock in an up position, down, whatever, wherever you want them. They lock. So my grandfather had one locked in an up position, and we thought it was cool as kids. We could crawl on it, and you step on the handle. It actually cranks it up. That you use a PTO for because of the fact that it's an extremely heavy device, and we would step on it. It was springy. Well, I stepped on it and released a lock. So the weight of the auger was coming down and the handle was spinning at, a very high rate of speed. And it threw me up in the air. And when I came down, it caught my leg. Just through my jeans, through everything, dude. Just all the meat on my left thigh to the bone.
Ugh.
Just a chunk. It was just a square of just open to the bone on my left leg. And they're very close because obviously if I would have landed on
How old
my
were you?
chest or something, it would have just changed. Like 10.
Damn, bro.
which is why to this day he hangs to the right because his dick's been running away from that shit.
Tell them all about my dick, Brad.
Just right
there, see?
Oh, that's nasty, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was probably worse than that, but
Yeah, that was a little worse than
dick's
that.
been
would
running
say-
away from it since then.
Dang, man.
Scar's pretty
Nah,
much
dude.
healed though. Like you can.
That's pretty
That's
brutal.
that's the thing. Is,
But I have an
yeah.
L-shaped scar. They had to take the skin and pull it over and stitch it together. They were afraid they were going to have to graft. They're like, no, I think this will fill in. And when I you ever take your legs and stretch them, like sprinter stretch or whatever, where you
Yeah.
stretch them up behind you.
No,
When I
but-
stretch my left leg up behind me, there's a full divot in my leg from
where the muscles
Right.
meat that
reattached
was
and-
used to be there.
Yeah,
That's
because you
wild,
only
dude.
get so many muscle fibers. I
Yeah.
don't think you regrow.
It was crazy, but missed from oral and wasn't actually serious. It was just bloody and
So
messy.
you're just being
Oh,
a
dude,
pussy.
that'd be graphic.
What's that?
So you're just being a pussy.
Yeah, no.
That's what I.
Come on,
deserve.
kid, get
Honestly,
up,
could have been
man.
so much
Brush
worse.
it off. Get
Really
back to
glad,
work.
really glad to walk away with what I got, or hop away,
Yeah,
whatever.
dude. I mean,
We could have lost.
I do want
Yeah.
to say this is the first podcast that I've been the first one to bring up a dick. I just putting it out there. We're 9 episodes in. This is the first.
When did he bring up a dick?
I was talking about your dick hanging to the right. But I'm just saying I was the first one to bring it up this podcast, and that's never happened
so
before.
hold on. You're on the 9th show. So the previous 8 ones, everyone else but you has brought up dicks.
It usually comes from that side of the desk.
It does. It does usually.
Let's
There's
talk about dicks.
a lot
A
of
lot.
dicks.
Look,
According
so
to-
Justin,
Take it away.
where do you want me to put? I mean, wait.
Oh, where do you want this to go? I mean,
I don't want to take it away.
wait a minute.
All
Nah,
right.
that's fine. You know, I mean,
It can't take it away. I can only put it.
But I mean,
away.
it is what it is.
yeah.
Well, I believe it was one of the Drew one. We just got it right out in the front.
You just started off with
It was-
dicks.
I-
Well,
Podcast
Drew put
4 or
on
5.
Drew put on his thing that he didn't want to talk about topics you don't want to discuss.
yeah.
My huge cock, and I was just like, so immediately,
The
my
first
first
thing.
question was,
He put that on there
so I
for
heard
you.
don't want to talk about your huge cock.
Yeah, my buddy Drew is very much like a every day is backwards day.
Yeah.
yeah.
So we
Yeah.
knew instantly he wanted to talk about his huge cock.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
He made a whole rap about it and stuff. You should
Oh.
watch
He
that
did actually
episode.
do-
What
he did- he did a
fuck, what
rap
episode
about it.
was that?
Like 4 or 5.
4 or
wasn't it?
5, yeah.
Huh.
It was pretty
Yeah.
funny.
But anyway, we weren't talking about
Drew's
my
should be-
injuries.
We weren't.
Drew's cock,
Good God.
anything like that. We
He
were
could be
talking
on
about the
SNL.
fact that Monday is Memorial Day.
Monday is Memorial
Yeah.
Day. Of the time of recording this podcast, Monday is Memorial Day.
Yeah.
So
Well, shout out to the
veterans,
fallen, man.
everyone that's, especially my dad.
Dude,
who
that's
was, like,
cool.
one of those Vietnam guys,
Yeah.
that got to experience Vietnam in all its glory.
Yeah.
Oh,
I got
beautiful.
to hear some stories later in life about that. He was a door gunner on a helicopter. And one story that sticks out to me, he was talking about, is they were flying missions and they would come across where there was this river, and there was this, they had dug out where the Viet Cong were, or whatever you want to call them. And they had this hut, and they noticed that there was, these shooters there, with machine guns, and they flew past it and they were going to their mission, and he made a note to swing back by there. So what he did is they ended up on their way back, as they hovered over, and they had this like roof on it, so where they literally had to like come out if they wanted to, point up and shoot at the helicopter. So they were hovering above it, and they just dropped a grenade, and then grenade went off, whatever, bunch of smoke. They take off, and then they had to like refuel or something, and they had to go back out that way to pick up some other soldiers or what have you. And he remembers going back over there and then seeing those dudes like floating in, like kind of like up in the bank in the river and stuff, like,
Oh, just
smoke
getting
and
washed
clear-
down the
right,
river.
You know what I mean? And like, that's something that stuck with him. You know what I mean? It's just like,
The psychological, yeah.
right. They ingrained in him that like this is the enemy. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like he saw the effect of doing that. It was like human life.
Yeah, they're other
playing.
human beings.
Right,
Yeah.
or the time, like, I know the one story is he was in a helicopter crash in a rice field, and they got hit and they went down, and he's like survived that one somehow. I don't know. I mean, surviving a helicopter
That's
crash is
fucking,
pretty
I can't imagine
badass,
that
dude.
shit, dude.
I know he's like he got grazed, man. He had some stuff. I know, like his buddy Eric Blanton was like his real good friend he met, when they were in boot camp and stuff. And there was a day where he ended up like he did like 3 tours, and he wanted to go back for a 4th, just because
Your old man was one of those dudes, like, send me back,
yeah,
send me
he's-
back.
I mean, he knew people, and he wanted to be there with his guys, because at that point
I've
he
heard that
was-
a lot out of that era.
He had desensitized himself from normal everyday human American life here,
Right.
Yeah.
and he felt no purpose here, and they wouldn't allow him to go back. It's like, dude, you have to be done. So like his 3rd tour, he would then assign missions. And there was a run that he wanted to do the next morning, and he was like, I'll do it. And then his buddy Eric was like, please let me do it. Let me do it. You know what I mean? What they had to do is they had to fly a bunch of these discharge, these whatever percussion caps, right? So it ended up happening, whoever did the percussion caps wired them wrong. So this Eric Bland dude got in a helicopter, and that thing blew up on the base. You know what I mean? And that is like something that like my dad like still is with him to today, And,
Yeah.
and
They let
he-
his buddy go do this
Right,
when he
you
was
know?
supposed to be the one doing it. Yeah.
Exactly. And there was some years ago, I remember when they had like the mini memorial, the Vietnam Memorial at Perry Farm. And we went out there and they had all the names, and we had found it, and he was finding these other names of people that died that he knew. And he was like opening up, stuff I never heard my dad talk about, because he was very closed off, It was very
Yeah.
private. My dad was always a mystery to me, And to hear him start talking about things I never knew before, it was pretty crazy. And of course, he had like, a Vietnamese girlfriend he was in love with. And you know what I'm saying? He was like the
yeah.
quintessential, G.I. Joe,
Yeah.
in Vietnam. And like all the times, like, it's how crazy how many times that I wouldn't be here if something had happened to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How many close to death he was.
Oh, yeah.
You know what
Oh,
I mean?
yeah.
It's like he's gone, then there ain't no me. And I have like a half brother and sister, and they're in Colorado because he was in Colorado. That's where his base was. So
Just
when he
banging
came,
it up.
when he come home, he would be in Colorado.
Yeah, yeah.
And he was married, but he couldn't. He had PTSD,
Yeah.
and that marriage failed, and then then he moved back home to Kankakee when he was totally done, married my mom or whatever, and they're still married, but like, his PTSD is pretty crazy. And finally, years later, he started getting like whatever the GI Bill thing is. Where they're
Yeah.
just giving them money
Yeah,
or whatever.
They started to do better about that.
And like it took them years, and my mom was always like, "You need to fill this out. You need to fill this. This is just this money here that's that you can have," and he would never do
He
it.
feels guilty about it.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
guess but they need it because they're retired or whatever, and I think he's deserved it. Like every veteran
Yeah.
Absolutely.
should have that. Like
Absolutely.
no military veteran should ever come home and question if they're going to be taken care of.
A place to live.
Right.
What they're going to do. Yeah,
I mean,
no,
literally,
absolutely
they
agree.
give them work and let them decide what they want to do.
Yeah.
But support our veterans. If you want to support illegal immigrants, like take that money and give it to the people that you will put them.
Yeah.
You will
Fucking
send
A.
them across seas.
Fuck
And a
yeah.
lot of
Well,
them dudes don't come back, dude. You know what I
No.
mean?
Well,
And then how
That's the whole point of Memorial Day, man.
Exactly, man.
Yeah.
All
Well,
give
but
some,
dude-
some give all, man.
Yeah, and that's the thing
They
is
give
like
all.
with that. Yeah, no, all these politicians make so much money. They retire on so
Oh, my
great
God.
of pensions,
It's sad.
and that's disgusting because these people sit back and do nothing. And like to me, if they go to war, I always thought that they should. Every politician that's like said yes to the war,
They
even if
should
they
be
say
there.
no,
They should be
no,
there.
not even so much that.
Just go
but
there. And see it.
that would be I also thought that every politician should have to go through the health bay and like see the actual like
Carnage
this is
of
the
what they
devastation.
voted for?
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
That, and they should have to hand pick a family member.
These people
To
don't
go.
care. These people don't
Like
care, though.
you
because
should
there's-
have
there's-
to go look at the face of
yeah,
like
you got a
somebody
point.
Yeah.
you
Which
love.
one of your
Skin-
children do you want to send over?
And that's just it.
No, I see your point, but that'll never.
No skin
yeah,
in
but
it for
that's
them.
but that's just it.
They got no
Like
skin. in it.
Bonds, dude.
there's too much money, but that's where like there's no corruption control and shit like
We
that.
fight a
needs to be
lot of
in place.
wars.
But we would stop
For
fighting
cash.
people if everybody had to send their own
Drugs and
family
oil.
members.
All
They
wars are
die.
for cash, drugs, and oil.
Yeah.
I think that those are probably the three main categories of
absolutely.
war.
War should only be needed if it's
dude,
necessarily
here's-
the only option you have.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking
You know?
about like Bitcoin before and like all those kind of new things and becoming like a single currency. I mean, the
Mhm.
ultimate goal is going to
They'll
be
never
one, the empire. You know
Digitized
what I mean?
cash.
It's like digitized cash, but who's going to run it?
Yeah.
Because
Somebody.
eventually
One world order.
all of
Yeah,
Earth
which is
is
nuts.
done. When all of Earth is done, who's on top and who's running it? And that's
Well, no, the thing is, when all of Earth is done, none of that shit's gonna matter because there's not gonna be an Earth.
'Cause of
well,
Earth.
but no, but that's the
Yeah.
thing is
So-
before that happens, who's going to be the one in space? Who's going to be running?
Yeah,
Well, you
space.
know,
Because
you
that's-
talk about that.
Which is disgusting because if China and Russia and the U.S. got together, like, and we're like, you know what? Let's stop trying to fuck each other. All right. And you get Japan and you get all these countries. There's brilliant minds in all these places, and we could be so
well, and
far.
so that's
But
my
instead, it comes down to simply just greed and money.
my biggest problem with the
Control,
current political situation in the United States and where they're trying to lead shit with the whole woke movement and all this shit is I really believe that shit's all anti-USA,
It is.
where
Yeah.
Russia and China, the other two superpowers, they are not their culture is not anti-China or anti-Russia. It is very much pro.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Bro, yeah.
No, dude, I'm telling
Ask
you, you go over
the
to
factory
What
workers
happens
in
if you go-
China if they're pro-China.
What happens
No,
if-
we're talking
what
about
happens if
the
you go to
government-
China?
communist
No, the
leaders.
government.
Oh,
what if you go
mean
to
the
China
government?
and you
Oh,
say,
yes,
I don't
yes,
agree
yes, yes.
with what they're
Okay.
doing, blah, blah,
100%
blah, blah,
sorry.
blah.
You ain't coming
You
back from
disappear.
China.
Yeah.
You're in China
Yeah.
for the rest
Right?
of your
But
life.
here you can be as anti-American as you want while still enjoying all the...
South Park laid this out brilliantly.
Okay, it's been a while since I watched some
Well,
South
they
Park.
But
always hit it on
they basically were
Yeah.
like, yeah, we're going to allow you to protest because then we can go to war and people still think we don't want to.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
It was like, we'll allow it, but we're still going to do it. Like, you guys can say no because then at least we look like we're allowing this and we're still going to do the things that are bad, but we allow you guys to protest it and
Yeah.
it makes us look not bad.
That's the sad
It's a
thing
PR
about it.
move, dude.
Yeah, it is.
That's the sad thing about it is though, is like you have all this
I mean, a
everyone's
lot of it.
incentivized to, this diversity, inclusion, and it's like.
Like,
They're making like these proxy race wars that are happening in America and all this white supremacy that's going on. I'm
Yeah.
like, where,
dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Where,
don't see it.
dude? I don't see it. I
Well-
know there's white supremacists out there. I don't personally know any.
Yeah,
You know what I
no, me
mean?
neither.
No, I don't either.
Well, because the thing is what people aren't realizing, like that are still barking the whole like racism thing, is it went from race and it's class now. We are going much more to a class system where it's like you don't,
Yeah.
you're
No,
not wealthy
absolutely.
enough. Like
No,
we have
absolutely.
never been
That's-
privileged. Like
Okay.
to I know what they mean. Like in certain degrees, yes. When I get pulled over, I am not scrutinized. Like I know it doesn't work that way for all races. That's not what we're
I've
kind of
never
talking
had a
about
good
at this point.
Interaction with
Okay.
police.
Because I do know, like that's
Usually.
a thing, dude. Like it happens, but shit.
yeah,
Yeah,
you're
mixed-
talking about that. That's the thing. I can understand.
But I was going somewhere with the government.
Oh, you lost it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say the one thing I can see.
We'll
see
watch this in
because
post and be like, oh, this is where I was
he
going.
fucked up.
I'll put in the shorts out.
But I can see I can understand from like a black
But
dude's
classism.
perspective.
That's what it is. It's classism now because we're being looked at as equally. It's no longer the whole like race thing.
Right.
Like we're not any better than like any other race necessarily.
Nobody's better
Like,
than anyone.
well,
no.
I agree with that. I'm just not sure that they agree with
No.
that.
Well, but that's what I mean. Is like
Whoever they are.
well, but yeah, when you start talking about like everybody's it's race and this and that
You
and
can-
like your privilege
can
is like
edit
no
this one
like
out.
we're kind of being
George
shit on.
Soros.
Yeah,
You
that
can
piece
you
of
can-
shit.
You can edit
The
that
fucking
out if you
dude that
want.
can't stop smiling.
and just funds.
If I want
chaos
or
in
I
the
have
United
to.
States
Yeah,
because
no,
he hates
dude.
humanity.
Just pumps the money in.
Oh,
Just-
but yeah,
just pumps
exactly.
The money in. Dude, there's so
Adrenochrome.
much
But
dark
it's-
money
but it's-
that-
it's
a gate.
so
All this
sad.
shit's coming out.
Yeah, no.
All this
yeah.
shit that these
Well,
these,
they're like, oh my god, you guys are conspiracy theorists. Like, no, it's always right. Like, no, it's right. This is what's happening.
It
And
is amazing how often the conspiracies
Are
end up being
correct.
true like 10 years later.
They said, what's the difference between truth and a conspiracy? Is 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah.
dude.
Well,
know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
one actually you
It's
can
like COVID, man.
everybody can prove it. That's the whole thing.
Well,
is
We'll
like,
have to have you
if-
back for
I think
COVID.
people call you far right.
That's a whole nother fucking podcast.
I know,
we can
dude.
trail off for 3
People call
hours.
you
Oh
on
no,
that
far
we're
shit.
right.
demonetized
That's only
now
because
we
what
said
they mean
the
is you.
word.
So far,
Well, you
you've been
just-
right.
edit it out.
No.
No, you're right. The thing about a conspiracy is they're mad because, like you said, so far you've been right.
So far, you've
Yeah.
been right.
Yeah.
Dude, and
That's why we're far right.
it's freaky, man, because it
We're
is.
not-
It's
So far we have been right. Yeah.
Yeah.
there's like
I like
the
it. I
military
like it.
industrial complex, man, and that's all ran by elites. It's like,
Yeah.
what reason did Bush have to send and start a war in Iraq? And we
Oil.
exactly, but they did it under like September 11th. For him, he was like, holy shit, like this just look at the I can't let this go to waste.
I still think that was a government operative. Like, I think that was a.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm sorry. I think it was just
Like a
thing.
T virus
There's
release kind of
there's
thing.
a lot of sketchy shit that goes on
9/11?
in this
What?
country.
Oh,
No,
9/11?
I-
Oh, good
I think
God. That was
I was an
yeah,
inside job.
Jesus.
I still think that's an inside job.
Well, we definitely
Oh,
trained them.
dude.
At the very least, we trained
But
them
yeah, at the very least, we definitely tried.
because that's public knowledge.
Yeah.
And I believe it's public knowledge that not a conspiracy. that
Dude, here's
we
the thing.
trained Bin Laden as a CIA
did.
operative.
Well,
That's
Yeah.
here's the
100%
thing.
fact.
There were
Okay.
He's fighting the Russians.
right, and
No, we helped him.
Yeah,
Well,
we
wanted
armed
him to
them.
fight
and
the
he was
Russian.
maybe
Mm-hmm.
he was just the fall guy.
like
Is all I'm saying.
Maybe.
all the stuff that was in that building,
The
and
patsy.
then things that happened that weren't even attached to that building that happened, like the other building going out and like
Mhm.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah. That was
dude,
weird,
come
right?
on, man,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, I don't know.
and they're doing this stuff because they figure if they can feed enough into the media,
Yeah.
to kind of keep people
Control.
like unaware and like, okay, like we're gonna do this and then like
Well, and it's funny too because I find myself emotionally
Even-
connected to that
even
situation,
Yeah.
obviously, because
Oh,
I
yeah.
lived
yeah.
through it,
Yeah.
and I have a hard time being like, we did that to ourselves, blah blah. And I don't want to admit that, but at the same time, and the rational side of my brain goes,
The thing
I
about
don't know,
that,
man.
This seems like a thing where, like, do you believe the government would sacrifice that many people for their
Yes.
cause?
I do.
Yeah,
Yes, I
absolutely.
do.
Absolutely, they would.
If you
As-
look
in
at
a
today in
heartbeat.
today's standards, because everything is like basically known now, because like the corruption's staring everyone in the face, dude.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing
So
with
many
like
won't
Biden
admit
and the
it, though.
Chinese money and 19 of his Biden family members getting all
Yeah.
these Chinese payments, and no news media wants to touch it. The DOJ won't investigate it.
Yeah. Like, are you kidding
Yeah.
me?
I mean, you telling me the system's not corrupt? You know what I mean? I mean, the whole
dude.
point of government
To
is
its
to
core.
be neutral, dude. The
Well, and
government
again-
is neutral. It doesn't. The government's not supposed to have a side,
No,
No.
it's not.
but it does have a side, and it benefits.
Well, the agenda.
left.
Them.
Yeah.
Well, and the
Well,
whole
it's
increase
benefits
on China
government
and the
officials.
decrease in America, it's like everything just all of a sudden comes together and makes a whole lot of sense if
Yeah.
you
So
just
now,
put it all together.
if in 2003 you came up and was saying it was an inside job, I'd be like, you're crazy. But now 22 years later,
Yeah.
dude, it's believable it could be an inside job
Very well looks
because
like
look
it.
at the shit they're doing now, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
And the only good thing that ever came out of that though is you really saw how everyone kind of got united,
Yeah.
and there
No,
was a
and
good
that-
brotherhood
No,
in
and
America.
that's
for
the
a
thing
bit.
that I think that America really needs to, as a country as a whole, we need to like kind of latch onto is the fact that
I
like,
agree.
we're all Americans,
Yeah,
and the American spirit's something you can't take away.
Well, and that's why
from
the 50s
any
and
of
shit
them.
was so great because everyone was just
the
white
golden
picket
age.
fucking picket fences and all
God.
the American dream was alive and well. And dude,
and
why can't we get back to that shit, man?
I'll
Because,
say it
I'll
right
tell you
now.
why.
In the art,
Division.
I'll tell you after he says.
the art is starting to get like representative of the unification of the races, though I do believe, because if you look at like Lil Nas X and
Say,
I was so lost, and then I realized this is satire.
well, but I mean,
Nas.
honestly though, but look at country music now. Like I'm a purveyor going, that is not country music. There are bass drops, there are electronics, and
Yeah,
it's
it's not
like
country.
So you're mad
There's a
that
lot of
country
rap,
music is good now?
but the only thing that's
Are you trying to like segregate good music?
Next
well,
you're gonna
but
say
no,
love
like
Taylor
no,
Swift.
no. But
You
what
love
I'm saying
Taylor
is
Swift.
like it's indicative
That's all
that
Taylor
we
Swift, you're a
are
wizard.
as a general, those we're just completely blurring the lines
No,
now.
I understand.
You know what I
you're
mean?
saying, yeah.
No, it should be blurred. The lines
which
should always
is-
be blurred.
Well, and that's just it. It's
There should never be lines.
we're starting to do that as a race, but for some reason,
As a race, we are
Like, or
What-
is
what
it like
race are we?
a race, I guess, as people, as
Human beings,
mankind.
mankind.
I don't even identify as your race, Jeff.
No, I don't
Yeah,
think
it's,
I'm the same
it's,
race as
it's
this guy.
mankind.
You're
There you go,
far
not
whiter
so
than
much
I
race,
am.
but I think we're we're
I'm
caring
not that
less
racist.
about
The
all
whitest
that
kids
stuff.
know.
There's only a very few, like,
But they're
in,
the
like,
loudest. That's the problem. Is that
well,
Yeah.
but
those
that's
very
again,
few are the
like,
loudest.
They are.
the squeaky wheel gets the grease kind of
Mhm.
thing.
They also get
And
fired.
that's well, because now, like, we've seen the videos, and it's like you can put anything out on the internet, and because
And we're
there's
gonna.
like 1 billion people who are on there, if 1% of 1 billion is like what,
Something's
10,000,
burning down.
100,000
Look,
is
bud,
1%.
look over to that side of the
Eh,
desk.
like 100,000?
Let's not do math.
Come on,
So,
1
like,
billion? You
that's
can't do
not-
that.
I think 1 billion is 100,000
Okay.
at 1%.
We'll go
So
with
there,
that.
100,000 people could easily like agree with the nutbag, and that's what happens.
Oh, it
Yeah.
definitely happens.
And that's how you have the U.S. government.
Well, just bring it around full circle
All
for me.
right then.
You know, it's like to get in politics these days. It's like
100,000, he was right.
you're
We're 1 million?
that's 1 million.
1 million.
10
Okay.
million.
million.
That's
So
10
there you
million.
go,
I'm
even
sorry, that's
stronger.
10 million.
How many zeros is it?
There's
like
7
my
zeros.
eyesight
That's
is so
10
bad.
million.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2.
That's 10 million.
10 million.
1%
Okay.
of 1 billion.
This
is 10
motherfucker's gonna
million.
count by threes when he counts.
I guess
Yeah,
a-
that's
well,
what
I
we
was
got.
trying to like
1% of a
100,000
million would be 1,000,
but-
right? So 1% of 10 million would be 100,000.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's
But
10
that's
million.
just it.
10
like
million.
so,
Next
like,
time on Math Podcast.
That's
hey,
about
there
right.
you go.
Though.
Mathcast.
I was off the top of my head. I was close.
yeah,
Way
it's-
different than meth cast.
So I'm gonna say
that
like why
much.
can't
That'll be
we
the next one.
get back why can't we get back to like the 50s and
Yeah.
how amazing it was? I'm gonna say something controversial, right? It's because God is taken out, right, of everything. Because you look at like conservative values is like the value system is based on Christian values. Mom and dad, dad's involved, mom's
Yeah.
involved. Why is there, like women are strong where men are weak and men are strong where women are weak, you know what I mean? And that's the system. You ever try to take
And they make a
two
good
magnets
team. Yeah.
and try to push a positive and a positive, it doesn't work, right? But if you take two magnets and drop them next to each other, they're going to flip around. The negatives are going to attract, the opposites are going to attract, right?
Yeah.
And that's like that's ingrained, right, in natural law, in physics. Like that's how the earth, is a magnetic field. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Positive upside, negative downside. Sometimes, every couple 100,000 years it switches, right? But that whole magnetic, that's what saves us from a lot of the UV rays, man. All the stuff that's blasting the earth, it kind of just goes around it from the magnetism. But the thing is even there, like in that natural physical law, it lines up, right? I mean, you have to have the opposites. People are like trying to erase that and changing biology, and that they do it and they start changing language. They change the meaning of words. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like,
that shit is crazy.
you change what certain words mean, and then that's where it starts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you could go to California, and if you misgender somebody, right? You got a dude that wants to be called a chick, wants to be called a woman or she, her, and you purposely misgender them because you don't believe in it. That's like a legit, like, violent crime.
Yeah.
Which
no,
is
it's
insane
ridiculous.
to
I
me.
mean,
Like,
It's
dude.
freedom of speech. I can call you whatever the fuck I want.
Exactly.
Well,
Now-
again, as long as you don't physically harm somebody,
Beat the
you can
fuck out of someone? Yeah,
pretty
okay.
much like say what you want, as long as like there's certain hate crime things and words, I guess. that
See,
are
I
out
don't
there,
think
but,
here's the problem with that.
like
It-
there's
and
nothing
it,
the law can.
it goes across the board.
technically
It's
do.
freedom of speech. Do we have freedom
Yeah.
of speech or do we not? I can call anyone any name I want to call them, and they should have to deal with that. They can call me names back. You can't physically assault me. That's against the law.
Yeah.
But name calling is just fucking name calling. And
Sticks and
I'm
stones.
sorry,
right?
but yeah, sticks
Well,
and stones, man.
But the
Like-
First Amendment, man, it protects free speech from rudeness to meekness.
Yeah.
You can be an asshole.
As long as it's not a
to
call to
anybody.
violence. As long as it's not a call
Exactly.
to violence.
You can
You should be able to
legitimately
say whatever
say
the
like
fuck you
San
want.
Francisco is a shithole and I wish somebody would nuke it. That's not actually inciting violence.
No, you should say that.
right.
Right.
But that's
Everyone
that's
should say
protected
that.
speech though. You
Yeah.
can say it now. It's like if you go out and actively with like
Trying
okay,
to find a nuke and get people to do it.
Yeah, that
That's
should
a
be
different
illegal.
fucking story.
Like this.
To be
Here's the-
clear, that should be
Hey
illegal.
guys, look what I got off Amazon. Who's with me?
Yeah,
All right, psycho.
Hey, you take it like
Gus, do
this.
not search how to buy a nuke.
Yeah,
by the
no,
way.
no, no,
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Definitely
Here's a
search how to
perfect
buy it.
example.
But
right?
no, I get what you're
perfect
saying though. When
example.
you okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Just let me throw this out there real quick. Where they talk about like okay,
oh, shit, I
let's-
can't catch where the shit.
Let's bring up January 6th, right? Okay.
Okay.
They say
Yeah.
like Trump's out there inciting all of this violence and stuff, right?
Yeah.
His words or whatever he said, and all of this what happened is an attack on him, right? But at the same time, you have Bernie Sanders at one point saying that the Republicans are like trying to cancel all of whatever, and then a shooter that's a Bernie bro goes to the congressional baseball game and starts shooting
Start shooting people.
Yeah.
No one held him responsible,
No.
and you
No.
shouldn't.
No.
You shouldn't hold Bernie Sanders accountable for what he said
For this
because
fucking psycho.
he didn't exactly.
Right.
Well, here's the thing about January 6th that really pisses me off, and this is just my opinion. Take
What
it,
happened
fucking leave
January
it.
6th?
Is-
It's my dad's
Are you
birthday.
serious? Jesus.
My dad's birthday.
No, is it really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's when all those people went to the Capitol and
So-
Peacefully
God.
protested.
If you're going to protest
Sorry,
the
man. I don't
government,
pay attention
Yeah.
to
you
dates, dude. I
don't
just
burn your
live.
neighbor's business.
Right.
You go to a Capitol building and you protest at the Capitol building, the building that us as taxpayers own. You don't go to someone else's property and fuck it up in protest and be like, oh, but I'm protesting. No, you're an asshole.
Yeah.
But
Well,
when we
if
went
you
in,
wanna
we went, when
protest
we went
on
into
my
the Capitol
yard-
building
In my
that
yard?
we as
I
taxpayers
can tell
own,
you, it
Yeah.
might not be happy
and we
for
fucked it up, did whatever the fuck, which from what
you.
I've
I was
seen
afraid for my
was
life.
highly less violent than it would have been if I was there. So, like,
It was made out to be far worse than it actually
it
was.
seemed like a bunch of pussies went into
it
the Capitol
feels like-
building and didn't do anything. I'd have burned that motherfucker down if I
A
had
bunch of nerds with spray paint cans, like, we're
Just-
gonna fuck shit up, guys. All
That's
right.
how you
Everybody get
protest.
ready.
You want to protest your government? You protest at government buildings.
Yeah.
You don't protest your government by burning down someone else's
No,
fucking
see,
property.
Here's where
Yeah.
you're
that
wrong.
doesn't make
is
any
You
sense.
can't do that. It scares the government people.
Yeah, I know.
Well, but
Oh,
again,
and they need to
but
be
again, that's the
scared
same
on
thing with
every
the,
level.
Same thing with the rioters,
should.
dude.
They
Same
should
thing.
always
understand
be
why they're
scared.
there.
They should always be scared. That's the only way this works.
It's the same thing with the
Oh.
rioters, dude. Like, I believe, like, nah, man, just walk out and just put those people down like rabid cattle, dude. Like, you want to riot, you want to just destroy,
That's the weirdest
like,
analogy.
you want to like
Never seen a
start.
rabid cow.
I don't know, man. Like,
I like it though. We should make it a thing.
We
It should be a
Rabid
reoccurring
cattle.
that's a
thing.
good
That's a
shirt.
short. Rabid cattle.
I'm cutting that because I don't want people to steal rabid cattle shirt.
Dude,
Yeah,
do it.
but-
do it.
Dude, we need
But
to make that
honestly,
merch.
no, like,
Universal
it's, I do
confusion,
think
like,
rabid
Rabid
cattle.
cattle.
Like-
Brown rabbit cattle
Because-
since 2022 or whatever.
Just like cattle, cow with like
I like
nasty
it.
teeth, foaming and shit.
Dude, sorry, I didn't mean to
and it's
interrupt.
milk. It's like foaming milk or whatever.
great.
This is a
It'd
great
be
idea.
awesome, and we'll just put a Gatling gun on the back.
This is
Yeah.
a great idea.
Yeah, you know,
Look
you're
up
talking
rabid
about-
cattle.
You're talking about like the summer of love of 2020.
Rabid cattle.
I remember
Gus.
there's an apartment building in Minnesota that they burned down.
Rabid.
And it was this new,
R-A-B-I-D.
it was like public housing thing. And I remember they were interviewing this older black lady, and she was distraught. She was like, I was going to move in there, and it was a beautiful building. She lived in like some dilapidated shithole. And they went and they burned down this new apartment building that she was going to move into.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
hold on, let's talk. What about Dorn, Officer Dorn, man?
Yeah.
You know, went to protect his buddy's pawn shop business and got killed over like a shitty
Yeah.
Westinghouse TV.
No,
Yeah.
there's one I saw
know?
where
No,
a black
dude, these
business
people
owner-
like that
they
are
were-
rioting, and you want to just cause. At this point, here's what I believe is, you, as a rioter, are now a terrorist
You look up 30
because you
Rabid
If you're destroying
All right.
public or private property,
you are
I
a
agree
domestic
completely.
terrorist,
Yeah.
and you should be dispatched as such. That's my thought on that.
Yeah.
You want to riot? Okay, here's a Apache, and
Yeah.
now who else wants to riot? No one.
The government
No one
can't-
wants to fucking
the
riot
government
when you
can't
start just
send
mowing them down.
Military
Stop
fucking ordinance
destroying
in to destroy
property.
U.S. citizens. That's
Yeah.
a
If-
whole
now,
That's
thing.
a, that's a slippery
That's
slope.
It
the
is.
whole
Saying
all
the
right,
whole
then
thing.
fine.
Very
You hire
slippery
an
slope.
agency and then you hide who did it.
Was it?
Oh, like JFK.
It sounds like I'm not voting for this
Sounds
guy.
like the government is willing to do it. But I just like
So you said you're running for mayor of Kankakee?
You're still the
I will.
reason that your
Let's do
Jeep
this.
won't go into drive with the door open.
Ah,
You're
see?
the reason.
You're the reason.
yeah, because I wanted to just
38.
open it and just like
special.
I know what you want to do.
no, like I just dude,
Make
I
it bad for yourself.
like if you become a domestic terrorist, you should be dealt with as such. And like if you want to riot and let's say you're gonna protest the police station and you want to go in there, good luck. There's cops in there. They're gonna protect their police station. Don't damage
They
anything
didn't.
around it.
Well,
They
but-
didn't.
but
that has
the thing
nothing
is,
to
Man
do.
ran out.
They,
But right
they
there-
left and they burned it down.
But just in that
Yeah.
statement alone, you said
mean-
if you want to riot, then go protest at the police
Well,
department.
well,
so
no,
I
no, I
agree
just
with
mean like if you're protesting,
go
something,
protest.
and you want to like stand out front, yeah, you shouldn't be able to riot. That
Your
is
right
more
to
of like a,
protest is
like
protected by the Constitution of the United States.
yes,
Your right
Peacefully.
to burn down
and
people's
rioting
buildings
is not.
is
become-
not
Yeah,
protected.
you
Yeah.
become a domestic terrorist. That's why I
Yes,
say like
you
if the
do.
police were like, yeah, no, if
March.
people want to do this and they're gonna come in here and
March, get loud. Go
with
stand in
intent
front.
to destroy.
But I just want to make one little point, and I
Done.
mean, maybe I'm a little
It
off,
should be
or
done.
maybe I'm not.
Well,
I'm
you're
not really sure.
definitely
But
are,
like,
but go
but
ahead.
I just explain, like, so if you believe that, and we still allow you to work on vehicles here, don't you feel like we're kind of domestic terrorists because you're shit?
By
Wow.
Break time.
Jesus.
no, that's not. Hold on. This isn't break time yet. You don't get to call break time. This ain't even your podcast.
No, I'm gonna take a break.
You sit
I
your
don't
ass
give a
back
fuck.
down.
That's
We're
right.
gonna address this right now, son. I got nothing to say.
He's a great drummer. That was an interesting experience. I'm definitely more universally confused
As we all are.
in a good way. So I
Scooby-Doo.
enjoyed it. You know, we touched on some topics that everyone's talking about, and I think that maybe actually we have a normal state of mind on them. But I could be wrong because who knows?
Everyone's universally confused.
That's right. We're just trying to
I'm not.
make,
I'm right.
make
Yes.
everyone even more confused because, you know, you got to talk about it. But thanks for having me on. You know?
Hey, and anytime.
Yeah, man.
I look forward to being back. So, hey, what you're going to have to do is go to YouTube to the Universal Confusion podcast, and you have to actually follow us and get notifications. And then I'll be back, and these guys will continue to do their thing, and then we'll have even more fun because it's not over yet.
Let's go, baby.
Hit that fucking ball.
My dang old truck. My dang old pickup truck and my dog. Who hit my wife?